We're all used to submitting one tax return a year. From the 1st of April 2026, that's all changing. We'll have to do 5 submissions, new software, new deadlines, new penalties if you miss the deadline. This is making tax digital and it's starting from April 2026. And here's what you need to know about this. Making tax digital affects anybody who's self-employed or if you own rental properties, even if rental properties are abroad. And from which year it applies to you depends on your thresholds for the year. So anybody who has an income over 50,000 starts in April 2026. 30,000 is 2027 April. Profits over 20,000 is April 2028. Just a quick note, this is gross income, not profits. So profit is after your expenses, that what is left is the profit. This is not for profits. This is the gross income, what you take home annually. So the 50,000, 30,000 and 20,000 is the gross income, not just the profit. What happens to people with an income under 20,000 is not sure yet, but it's likely that HMRC will slowly roll them in given time. So we know that it affects people who are self-employed, who own properties, but who it does not affect is number one, if you own a property through a limited company instead of your own name, then it does not come under making tax digital. There may be circumstances if you jointly own a property with somebody, say your spouse, say you own the property 50-50. If your 50% of your take home is under the salary thresholds of 50,000, 30,000 and 20,000, you do not fall under the making tax digital. There may be some of you who may be receiving an income through salary with PAYE, but own a property as well. If your self-employed income fall under the thresholds that I previously mentioned, only then you fall under making tax digital. So here's what happens with making tax digital. There are 5 submissions a year. Each quarter you have to submit your records of income and outgoings and also submit your annual tax return normally before the end of January each year. So the 4 quarterly submissions plus the annual tax returns, that's 5 contacts that you have per year, and you need to submit your details using an HMRC approved software. If you go into the HMRC website, I'll put a link in the description box below. You type in your requirements of what you own and your salary thresholds. It'll tell you the approved softwares that you can use. A lot of these softwares are still in development, but some are already free to use. And depending on how complex your situation is, so perhaps if you own a 50% property with your partner and things, you may have to get paid software rather than the free HMRC software. HMRC insists that you do not need an accountant to do this. And I'm sure given time when things have started rolling in, there'll be a lot of free videos and things on YouTube and elsewhere where it tells you how to submit your tax return using these approved software. So what are the penalties if you do not do this in time? It's a new work in progress, so we'll have to see how the system unfolds, but you'll get certain points, and I suppose it's like your driving point. You'll accrue certain points for when you've not submitted it in time, and every so many points there is a certain fine to be paid and etc. But HMRC has also said that there's a grace period for the first quarterly submission, but if you need to get it running, you just might as well just get it up and running. And I suppose in a way it is a good thing. Like when I submit my tax return, it's mad rush for the last 2 weeks in January when you have to submit it to your accountant or if you do it yourself, but this way you're sort of doing things as you come along, so I suppose it's not a mad rush by the end of the year. So if you are in the situation, there are a few things that you can do to make life easier. One, open a bank account just specifically for the properties or specifically for the self-employed income, so your income and your outgoings are all in one bank account and it's easy to track and monitor. Second is to know your key dates. So again, starting this year in April, it's for salaries up to 50,000. April 2027 is salaries over 30,000, and April 2028 is salaries over 20,000. But keep an eye on the key dates. It's likely that incomes below this level will be rolled in as well. The third thing you need to do is find a software and familiarize yourself with it. Again, like I said, come April, there'll be a lot of tutorials and things about this. So keep an eye and get yourself informed. If you're a landlord watching this, there's a rental right reform that is starting in May as well. I've done a whole video on that. It's something that all landlords need to be aware of. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.